Bridget. Welcome to Life Lessons Unfiltered. Now, guys, today's episode is going to be quite interesting. Today's episode is husband privileges to the boyfriend. Ooh, husband privileges to the boyfriend. Well, see, that would actually suggest that there's certain privileges for a boyfriend that's not supposed to be for a husband. Actually never learned that growing up, you know. And so I guess we have to first define what is for a boyfriend and what is for a husband. And for example, you know, when I grew up in the islands, and you know, your mother she taught me, you know, they kind of groom you. Island people don't groom you into being a wife or a housewife. They never told you, like, you know, certain things. I guess the expectation would have been you grew up and you just get married. But now we have a boyfriend in that space of time. What is actually acceptable, not acceptable, good, not good, going too far? Because you said, you know, you can't. I've heard this saying where it says, well, why marry the cow when you already got the milk?
Right,
So why buy the cow? Why buy the cow? So in other words, don't give away too much early. I guess it's the same. That's what it really means. So let's discuss this topic on husband privileges to the boyfriend, because many of you ladies have boyfriends, significant others, or girlfriends that are just getting it all. Like, what's the point of going further and sealing the deal if you're just giving it all up on first base, period? And that's a good first base. So I guess we can dissect it by first base, second, third, fourth, maybe. That's the ultimate. It's a journey. So let's start on first base. So let's talk about the boyfriend privileges. What's allowed, not allowed. What do you participate with, don't participate? Because the husband gain everything, right? The husband, whether it be a husband, male, female, they're going to get everything. But that's when you're committed in some certain, either marriage or union, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk about first the privileges that we give to the boyfriend, that until we go to like fourth base. Is that fourth base? Last base? What do you call it? Touchdown, run the route?
Home run.
Home run. Hey, come on now. Until we get to the home run on this journey, you cannot have me feeding you, you know, cooking for you, and you just want to stop by every now and again, extra hours on Sunday, you know. I'm not going to be doing your laundry, you know. So let's talk about this, guys. So I guess we'll just start with you, Robin. How do you see and I shouldn't say husband privileges or the boyfriend privileges, how do you see that first base, second base, third base, fourth base, as in what should be allowed when a woman is dating as for a boyfriend, to not give away all the cookies in the jar at the same time, that one? Like, what do you think? Like, let's share what we think about the privileges that we share, like we give away.
You want to start with me first?
No. See, wait. Let me just talk to our LLU fam. Let me just say this. While she was thinking, she was trying to figure out what not to say. Okay, what not to say. So, just welcome to the conversation. Get comfortable, get your popcorn, and let's have this conversation, because it's important. It's important that we talk to the younger generation on how to conduct themselves and to get to the home run or the goal of commitment, because men ain't going to go all the way when, you know, they come over for a boyfriend stay, spend the night, you don't cook, clean, do his laundry, iron his clothes. You're the perfect girlfriend. He's not going to marry you or not. Is that a yes or no? What do you think?
All right, so I would say in my younger self, I was committed, so I did a lot for my boyfriend at the time, and we were together for a long time, but I feel like I kind of groomed him for the next person, even though he had proposed and we were going to get married, but I think we kind of outgrew each other, because I used to like, not that I like to cook, but I did cook for him, you know, I don't recall washing his clothes, but you know, and then the you know, the intimate part was
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
the
yeah.
relationship was there,
Right.
but that's probably where I should have drew the line to some extent.
That's interesting. Because it's, yeah.
And we were together for a long time, but didn't get married.
So, do you think that was like right away from the beginning? Or, because, you know, you want to just be your best self. You know, we want to be our best self. So, did it gradually get to the cooking part, or were you just?
It gradually got to the cooking part because as a youngster, you just want to hang out and you're having fun,
Right,
and
right,
it's kind of
right.
like your first boyfriend. He was my first boyfriend, so I might be telling too much, but you know, and we enjoyed each other. We enjoyed each other, but I don't think you should give everything your all in all,
Yeah,
especially if you don't know what the intentions are.
facts. That is such a
Because
fact.
recently I was communicating with somebody and I off the bat asked, well, what are your intentions? Are we just gonna be hanging out? You know, you trying to do that friends with benefit type of thing? You know, I just wanted to know, and they couldn't give me an answer, so you know where that went.
Well, you know what that answer was.
I know what that answer was.
I'm curious. Was that in face conversation?
Face conversation.
And
Well,
there was,
that, you have to appreciate that. All right.
Yeah. I
I
did.
know, but in the
Yeah.
moment, we're gonna go off left if I'm to ask like that moment of silence does something to a woman.
Don't go off topic.
Okay, all right. So let's
Okay.
stay
So-
here. We'll save that for another.
Right.
Right, but that's interesting.
Well, what I would say,
Yeah.
well, when you're talking about first base, second base, third base, that's pertaining to whether I'm going to kiss you, lick you, suck you, or do it. We're not talking about that here.
Okay.
Okay? But I do believe that, you know, it's kind of hard not to go all in because you want him to know what he would be getting as a wife. So it's kind of hard to not do the cooking and the, you know, catering and to make him feel like a king and this and that, especially if you think he is a possible husband.
Possible.
Yeah, but how long do you go all
Well, that's
in?
the question. That's the question. Like, how long am I going to do this shit here without you making a commitment? But that's an individual choice. I think this, you know, how long are you going to put up with him not making a commitment?
Facts.
But I do believe in the old adage too. Don't, you know, why buy the cow if he can get the milk for free? If you having babies and you don't,
Oh,
I
man,
think
that's a whole
babies
different
is.
level.
I think babies is out when you're dating. You should
Yeah,
not
not-
be thinking about
right.
getting pregnant while you're dating, because then if you're dating, you're having babies, you're cooking, you're cleaning. Why would he need to
Then
marry you?
you already there doing the wifey stuff.
Yeah, why would he
The
need to
wifey
make a commitment to you?
responsibility.
So that's something you definitely have to think about. Like, you have to limit yourself somewhere.
I think that I think that when women get into a relationship as a woman, you want to be all that you can possibly be. So there's no one actually giving. At least my parents. So I don't know if that's even a discussion of how to slow things down or how fast to go. Because now when you get into it and you want to be everything all at once, that commitment takes longer to get to, because the relationship have to take its own course, you know. And you might have girlfriends in your ear saying, "Girl, you're doing too much. I see you." You know, and you don't really know how to be. So this is a really great conversation, because I think it's an individual processing of, am I doing too much? Am I pushing the envelope? And that was a good question that you asked. And it's like, then again, it's like, how soon should you ask that question? And it's really should be a setup. For example, I see a relationship where the same, like if we're, and I don't mean to make it too transactional, like, I need to know what I'm getting into. Buying a house or getting into a business, which is a relationship. Same thing, a relationship, although you want it to take its own course, I think it should be a conversation, and no one ever does that, because you don't want to turn the other person off. You might this is too quick, too fast. So we patiently wait, and we each have our own timeline. I remember when.
But you know what, Bridge? I
Yeah.
think that once you start behaving a particular way in a relationship, it's hard to pull back. You have already set the tone for who you are and what you come with.
Sure.
So you can't like, okay, I'm cooking for you 5 days a week, just an example, because I don't do that. But if you cooking for me 5 days a week, and now you know all of a sudden you want me to value you, and now you're gonna pull back and only cook 2 days a week, that ain't gonna work.
Here's a question: what if cooking is not impressive to him?
I mean, but whatever is impressive
Whatever.
to him,
That's why the conversation is absolutely
can't
necessary.
pull
But
back.
I think as a younger self, Robin was willing to do almost anything.
Anything.
But as I got
Same.
older, I really wanted to have the conversations. Like, I'm not saying in 2 years we have to get married, but what are your intentions? Where are you
Correct.
going? When
Correct.
you walk up to
Correct.
me and we're having this conversation,
Right.
like we want to be our authentic selves.
True.
So let's talk some real stuff. And
Right.
if you say that I don't see marriage in the long haul, then that's making me say, let me reconsider this relationship.
Right, because I mean, where is it going? There's no end game. There's just sleeping around, pretty much. If you don't have, I mean, you know, at our age, if you meet a man at our age and he doesn't know where he wants to go in a relationship, then it's probably the wrong man. You know what I mean? Because at this age, you should know what the hell you want, man. I would think, don't you think?
Facts.
You know, I mean, if you still playing around at our age, come on
Jokes.
now.
Jokes.
You-
And there are men that are still playing around with it.
Absolutely. But you have to drop them like a hot egg, boiled egg.
If you catch on really quickly.
Well, you have to do what Robin said. You
Yeah.
have to just come
Ask the
straight
question.
and ask the question.
Right, because if you just want to be lifelong companions and I'm on board with being your companion, then okay.
Right.
But if you want to just do whatever and think that you're supposed to get all the benefits of a true relationship or a husband-wife relationship, then that's a wrap. No. Because like Tammy said, I agree with Tammy because the individual becomes so comfortable and then they become complacent, and then when you
Right.
change
Bother.
things up, then that's a whole problem,
Right.
and then it leads to other things.
So, since the topic is the privileges, let's talk about the privileges, right? So, a boyfriend. This is interesting. Is he moving? That's a whole other thing. Is he coming over? You're probably cooking. Are we
But it
making up with
depends
that?
on where, if you had this conversation that Robin has had recently with the
Okay.
man,
Okay.
it depends on his response as to what privileges he's going to get.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if his intention is to find a wife, be married within a couple of years, then you're probably gonna give him more privileges than someone that says, okay, I'm just,
Kicking
I'm dating around right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a sign we are not,
Hit it in the same direction.
Yeah, right.
and his privileges would definitely be less.
I love that point you made. I love that point you made because the question lets you know how much privileges should I now open myself to the boyfriend because we're headed somewhere. So that was a really good point you made.
Or you're
And
not
not-
dating anyway.
Yeah, not that. Even if you're in a relationship with a long-term relationship, or it's been a couple of years, it may not end in marriage, but at least you have the conversation where you're working on the same goals.
On the same
But something
page.
may have happened where it just didn't work out.
Right. So
Right, because just because your intentions are to get married and whatever, doesn't mean that, 2 years from now you
It's
still
gonna be-
feel the same way.
Mhm.
It's like, I thought I wanted to get married
To
to
you.
you. But it's not working. It's
To
not
you.
working out. But listen, men, that is not the new line that you use, okay? Don't be telling nobody you want to get married and no daggone well
No,
you
you
don't. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
just be honest. If you're asked the question, be honest where you're headed.
Right.
Because, karma, baby.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
I believe most women want honesty, and I'm quite sure most
Yes.
men want honesty. Because then, let's just filter out the BS. let's not BS, because women become emotionally attached, and then sometimes some of us become chaotic when you do
When
injustice.
you lie.
When you do a
But you know,
injustice.
here's another thing.
Yeah.
Because men can be totally brutally honest. Men can say, "Oh, I'm married and I have no plans on leaving my wife," but she, the other woman, is determined to. I'm gonna make you leave your wife.
Oh, now
I'm gonna be
that.
better. No, I'm just saying, because no matter how, you know, no matter how honest a man or a woman can be, the person that's hearing it has to actually hear it and accept what they're saying. And sometimes it's exactly, and sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes, you know, people hear what they want to hear,
True.
and they wind up getting their feelings hurt. So listen.
But something to your car.
No, listen.
Okay,
so that doesn't happen.
All right.
Exactly.
I was just, it was a
Listen
song.
and be honest. Listen and be honest is what the lesson is here today. Because if you don't listen what the person is actually telling you, you may get your feelings hurt.
All right, listen, like and subscribe. Life lessons.
Exactly. Listen to that.
Like and subscribe.
No, but I mean, it's a hard thing to, you know, I mean, especially when you're with someone that you wanted to work out with,
Yeah.
and you find yourself doing all of these things that he really doesn't deserve.
You put your all in all into
And he doesn't deserve it because you don't even know where he stands.
But then what if you did ask where he stand like you did, and then now you're on the same page? I think it's a journey. And although we don't know, you know, what the journey gonna be like, at least we're on the same page. So asking the question puts you on the same page. It actually puts you on the same highway on the road map. Okay, we go in the same direction. You know, whether we crash or speed too fast or slow down, whatever it is, you can figure that out by just knowing where we're going and the direction we're going in. I think that's extremely important. So that's the first question that probably needs to be asked, which young people, I'm thinking that maybe younger people, I would like to know, because, you know, my younger person was in another time zone. The young people today, the young people today might be like, girlfriend, we asked that right away on IG DM. Like, what are you about to?
I doubt it.
I don't know. I would
I
like
don't
to know.
think these young people even ask those
Any
serious
questions?
questions. I really don't.
Really?
I really don't. And I think these young people assume, okay, I'm with him.
He mine.
He's my man.
I'm his.
Yes, and before you know, she having a baby. You know, and that can go on with the next 2, 3, 4 boyfriends. You know,
Or the
not-
same guy.
Right.
One pregnancy after the next, one pregnancy, then the next one.
And
the
then
next
guess
one,
what?
And then never married. or
5
never-
years from now, he get married, and it ain't to you. You know, I mean, as awful as that may sound, that's how it is. Because, I don't know, it's just so ugly.
This is the reason why there needs to be communication and conversation, because if you at least have communication and conversation, you can at least get an understanding of where you stand, unless the person's lying to you, you know. Because I remember this one lady I was talking with, she just got with this guy, and she was in a hurry, rush to get to the altar like ASAP. Yesterday, it's too late. And I asked her this question. I said, are your intention for this person is for a lifetime? She goes, yes, I want him to be in my life forever. So I said, well, if you're on a journey for a lifetime, what's the rush? We could actually go through, you know, the journey. She goes, yeah, but I said, yeah, because if it's a lifetime, you shouldn't rush, you know, the flow of how it's supposed to go. What you really needed to know is that it's committed to you. I think that's where she wanted a commitment before she knew what the commitment was. That kind of thing, you know? Like, she was really pushing and she was stressed, and she would call me on the phone and be like, oh my God, I need to talk to you. He responded to me. This is what he said. And she would read her text. I'm like, girl, that's not what he said. She was like just reading her own thing into it, because her entire goal was to be married, to get this man be married and be your wife. And you have to operate like your wife, but you at least need to know what page you're on so you can enjoy the journey to the commitment to Fort Base, to the home run, or whatever you want to call
But
it.
sometimes, I had a cousin that met a guy and she was determined to make him her
He
husband,
probably was a mess.
but she didn't really know this man.
She just wanted to be married.
She knew him, but she didn't really know him because there was not enough time in between
That part.
meeting him
That part.
and getting to know him. And he turned out to be crazy. He was whooping her. He was beating her. He abused her, and she wound up getting out of it. But, after several black eyes and, him putting her in the corner, walking, pacing the floor with a gun, and you don't know these people. How can you commit yourself to somebody you've only known a couple of months? That's not enough time. You still in your honeymoon phase.
Or some of us, it sounds like they just wanted to hurry up and get married.
She skipped it. She skipped all the privilege, the boyfriend privileges, went straight to
Hell.
beat me up.
It went straight to hell. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the crazy part about it that her ex had to come and save her.
Oh wow.
He was a state trooper, and he came and saved her because his son that she had with him previously was calling and was terrified.
Wow.
So that's how she finally got out of the situation. But you don't really know a person after 2 months. You really shouldn't be,
Take your time.
come in, let's, move in together, let's
that's
have a
definitely
baby.
a no.
All of that stuff should not be happening within a couple of months of knowing somebody, because you don't know them. You probably don't even know their damn friends, or their family.
Or their last name.
Or their last name. How about that? Or middle name. How about that? So.
Well, there's these outlying relationships where some like, oh my God, I met him after 6 months. We were in Vegas. We got married. We've been married 30 years.
But but the thing is, Sean and I think, were engaged in 8 months.
8 months?
8 months, and we were married within a year.
That's a whole
Well,
show.
but they also say a man knows when he knows that he knows.
Okay, that he knows that
Right.
he knows that he knows.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, so it can happen. I'm not saying that it cannot
But that's like
happen.
the outline.
But you need to know, so many, because I believe when you're with an abuser, there's signs that you choosing to ignore.
if you
The
know
red
what they
flags.
are,
They are red flags.
but some people don't know the red flag.
Oh, you know the red flags when he fucking choking you. That's a red flag.
No,
When he
that's
cursing you
the
out
flag.
in public, that's a red flag.
No, that
when
was
he's grabbing you by your arm because you said something he doesn't like, that's a red flag.
Don't
I'm
you-
just saying, there's red flags and you just haven't acknowledged them or don't want to acknowledge.
But that would have happened probably before.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you know he's not the one, but you want to make him the one
Yeah.
because his crazy ass wants to marry you.
Because
you
you
want to
get
get a
the
husband.
status.
Right, because you're going to get the wife status. But you know he's crazy as hell.
I remember this lady. She would have like bruises on her skin, and she would blame it on the kids. Yeah, it was just and make excuses. I would look back on my life and be like, oh.
I mean, my person, I don't know if she was relations to me, but I'm not going to, But my person, she told me, she came to work, because we used to work together, she told me she walked into the doorknob. And I'm
She
thinking the
walked into
fucking
the
doorknob is down there. How did it get up here?
She was on her knees.
So.
But you know, they cover it. Her on her knees trying to get the hell out. I don't know. But I knew it was a lie. You know what I mean? But they cover for them. It's just crazy.
So we have to be mindful that every man that we encounter or every relationship that we have is boyfriend, girlfriend, or other is not, you shouldn't put them on that level of husband, wifey material.
Right.
Not wifey, I'm sorry, because that's like girlfriend or something like that, but husband or wife status.
Right.
we have to be mindful of what we do for them and know what the commitment really is about.
Right, and that takes some communication. You have to have lots of communication.
Correct.
Stop having sex and have some talking going on. I mean,
That part.
seriously, because, you know, listen, everything sounds good when you having sex and after sex. Oh, yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Everything is agreeable. You know, have the conversation when you're not having sex, and that's when you'll get the truth.
Yeah, because women mistake love making for love.
Right, because we emotional beings.
Oh my God, he said he loved me.
It was so good last night.
He said he loved me in the middle of I'm like, girlfriend, when he said that, at what stage in the dark did he say I love you?
Yeah, when he was on top.
Yeah.
That was it. He ain't say he loved you for making him breakfast.
So I think.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. How about that? You
So
know?
let's see. So now we're discussing all this. I'm thinking that if I can call it to my younger self, I would say that the privileges or lack of privileges that I would give to a boyfriend, I would probably hold back on. Damn, how you do that when it's all good and you be in the bed all night? That's wild though. It's like trying to tell the alcohol I'm not drunk, you know? Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, I think holding back comes before the bedroom. Honestly.
So you have to be, but okay, you can say you're gonna hold back, but how do you stop what feels good? I'm not sure who created our body parts, but that's a whole nother.
No, because you know, you already had
You
this
can say no.
conversation, and you know if you want to deal with him or not.
Right. So okay.
You
So
know,
I
so
want
we're
to
not even getting to the bedroom if I already got that vibe that you ain't the woman.
But what if he's the one? He's the boyfriend, but you need to give privileges but not expose yourself completely. So I would say, if I'm to call it, I probably won't cook. I want
I'm
to.
probably not sucking your dick.
Oh,
How
damn.
about that?
Okay.
But like when?
You know, because I don't know what's going on right now. I don't even know where that dick is going and been.
Hey, so it's like you show up in the bed, you want to be a bad buddy.
Yeah.
And be like, well, I can go all the way, but I'm gonna.
And
hold
you can
on
carpet
for a
munch
minute.
if you want, but yeah, you
I
know.
don't know. I'm thinking babies back to back to back, and we're not married, living together.
Is that the only concessions you're gonna make?
Yeah,
Is
because
not
if
have
it's a
baby?
boyfriend, okay, Robin, I'll say it. Then we'll take a consensus.
I don't know.
Let's take a consensus. The commitment or the husband partnership, they get everything. You could trick me out because I'm about to do everything.
You can trick me out.
Like, what do you want? What do you
Wow,
want
oh,
to do?
baby.
What do you say you want to know? What do you want to do? Oh, we're gonna try that. We say yes to everything when we're committed all the way. But to a boyfriend, the privilege of sexual positions probably would be my no thanks. Like you said, no licky sicky wicky dicky, no decadent dicks, no
Gratifying.
no gratification all the way. But then again, he'd even be like, damn, she was lame. You didn't want to hear that either. So
No,
you might-
because I would
no.
just say, listen, I ain't into sucking dick until I
Yeah,
know
but-
this is going somewhere.
But how does-
That's not my flow to be
How does it
running
go-
What are
around.
the bases?
1, 2, 3. Then she said we still at 1.
Trying to get through the door. Trying to get to the second base, the third
I
base.
mean,
like,
but then again, it depends on how long you've been dating this person. If
True,
you've been
true,
dating him for
true.
the last 6 years,
Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, he kind of got to move up to another base.
Right, but I'm thinking about people that have had children, have been in a long-term relationship with somebody, and they have children, and they have yet, not to say that everybody should get married, but if you're doing a whole
Right.
bunch of this stuff, then you just ought to get that
Right.
paper and
You
that
may
ring.
having children, if you're having a whole bunch of children,
Right.
you should absolutely. I agree. If you
And that's
have-
what I was talking about in terms of just having kids for somebody, and I don't know, he doesn't value you enough to get married when you've communicated to him that you would like to be married, but you're still having these children for him, but he's not making you, what's that word called?
An honest woman.
An honest woman.
Well, listen, here's another thing. If you have a baby, just don't get a baby his last name. He don't deserve it. Because if he wanted the baby to have his last name, he would marry it.
Yeah, one, I can understand the slip up, but when you know what I mean? And you're
And one, you're right.
and
And
we
one,
living together.
as
and
the
all
old
that.
folks say, you know,
Yeah.
if
Yeah, that's the cow, the milk, the calf,
Right.
the lamb chops. You look at everything.
right,
What's
like
the
the old
point?
people say,
Yeah.
if
I
you
know somebody-
buy the cow, you're going to get the milk
Right.
for
I had
free.
this young girl that was in a relationship, and everything was good, but then she was like, okay, we've been doing this for like 5 years, 6 years, or whatever. Now, I'm telling you, one day, not tomorrow, not next year, not whatever, I would like to get married. And he was like, no, I don't want to get married. And she bounced. She left.
As she should have, because he didn't value her or that relationship,
To
obviously.
put a crown on her head. And crown her queen.
Right.
I mean, I would love to have spoke to him to understand, seriously, to understand his thinking as to this woman have given you everything, cook, clean, kitchen,
And
and
children.
kids, and everything, and you don't want to marry her. Why?
I can honestly say in my family, you know, they were older. And my uncle was married before, they got a divorce, then he got with some other woman and they lived together for like forever. And he never married her.
And she was
But
okay with
why?
it.
But she wanted to get married, I don't know.
And she stood
That
down.
was something we never asked, I don't know.
That's a no.
See, but you know what? Because she didn't make a stand. If you don't make
Yeah.
a stand for yourself, and okay, we're gonna have to test the water, see how much you really love me. Cause I'm leaving. So either, you know, I'm gonna go in my room right now and I'm gonna cry my eyes out. But what you gonna do? Cause I know me, I ain't hard, I ain't easy to forget. So what you gonna do?
But what's even worse is that when this mate passed away, he ran into somebody, he reconnected with somebody
Lord.
else. I'm telling family secrets.
No, because that means that he probably was seeing that other woman all along.
No, they were not. They were not.
He was strictly with that woman, and
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, when you get a certain age, don't you
It
want
was
their social
interesting.
security?
It was interesting. It was so interesting. And we were all like,
Oh wow.
you know,
Like, I mean, come
It
on.
could have been something with her.
I don't know.
Look at Prince Charles.
But then why stay with her?
Look at Prince Charles. He got
Well,
that.
that's tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something different.
He was liking her the whole time.
But
Right,
they
he
were-
was liking someone else, but he was forced to marry this one. That's something different.
Okay.
But, you know, why be with somebody for 30, 40 years?
And never get married.
Even
Never
10.
commit. Well, I was under the well, let me just say I was
Well,
under the
I mean-
impression she wanted to get married too, but I don't know what they were really saying in their household. Let me put it that way. Because that's like, you know, our favorite person, Miss Wealth. I don't know if I should say her name, starts with an O, you know, and her man that starts with an S. They've been shacked up and doing their thing and never got married. But I think she expressed that she didn't want to get married.
I think she expressed she didn't want to get married because she didn't want to have to share her wealth, which is crazy to me. I mean,
Because if they're in California, don't they have that common law statute or something?
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, what sense did that make? So, he, Mr. S, should have figured out, well, what really is my worth here?
Shucks.
You
It's a
know?
whole SOS conversation. I can't wait. What the frick?
I mean,
I can't wait for us to talk about that.
But that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, not that we all dream of being married, but I think, you know, once in your lifetime, you might want to get married. I don't know, but
I mean, yeah, I agree that not every woman wants to get married, but I don't think that, I think most women want to get married, but
California does not recognize common law marriage.
Oh, okay.
They don't.
So
do not.
we retract that state, and I think I said but common law does, California does not, N-O-T.
But there's still prenups. She could have did a prenup,
Listen.
and she just didn't want to marry him. And he should ask himself why.
Not worth it.
You know, you're not gonna not make me an honest man and keep me on hold for the next 20 years. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I believe that the relationship should be more valuable than the money. So if I'm putting
Absolutely.
that first, then there is a problem. And that privilege, you're not privileged to be a husband because then I'm married to the money. Then I just need, what's the point? I might as well have a herd of cows because I ain't marrying you.
She does own a farm.
Really? Oh, shucks. God.
Got that heard.
Oh, shucks.
She already got the herd.
Woo!
But
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's an interesting topic.
well,
Yeah.
the bottom line is my outtake on things, and then I'll let them ladies. My outtake on things. Got to have a conversation.
Yes.
And don't give up too much of yourself without them giving you anything. If that's where I'm at with. What you say, Bruce?
I say, leading from what you just said last, without giving up anything, that anything could be whatever is the consensus for the relationship. So just like a business, just like anything that we commit to, we need to know what you're getting into. I think it's fear to ask the questions. It's a fair deal to say, like you had asked earlier, where are we going, what are we doing? Like if you're buying a house or buying a building or buying a business, we're not going to buy this relationship. But if you're going to commit to anything, you at least need to know there's no paper. You didn't come with no paperwork, sir. So could you please tell me what the hell you thinking? Okay, so we don't have to do no ID investigation. Hey, 40 hours. 40 hours. So my take is the communication, like you said, and it doesn't have to be what others care for it to be, but it has to be what's okay for the relationship. No sense having a relationship where, I want to be in a relationship, so I just go through it like, damn, like that, while the other person is just happy being uncommitted. You might as well end it and just move on. And so, Robin, what do you think about it?
I say be in a relationship that works for you, but
Yeah.
don't give enough of yourself, but not too much of yourself. And like Tammy said, and Bridget, keep the lines of communication open and know the expectancy and the intentions behind it.
One last thing I would say is, ladies, it's really unfair to your children to have all of these children and not give them a proper last name of their father. So don't put your children in that situation, as well as yourself. So think about it. But
I believe you build family legacy when you have a family. Family was created so that we could actually be a powerhouse. So there it is.
okay, so that's our take on things.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Life Lessons Unfiltered, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.